Hey guys, HDvee here, and welcome to a brand new video. Today we have even more leaks to go over for Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet. New broken abilities, new Pokemon, new forms. As well as that though, we have some revelations to suggest that some of the leaks we've already seen may not actually be true. We're going to be covering it all today, so if you're excited for the video, drop a like down below. Leave a comment, what leak are you most excited about for the Generation 9 games. Subscribe if you're brand new, and let's get into the video. So, starting things off, before we get into all of the new leaks for Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet, just wanted to quickly go over this because it's quite interesting, and it suggests that some of the leaks that Kaka, who is the new leaker, has said about Pokemon Scarlet and Violet may not actually be true. So this was posted by Ami at Japan, and they're saying, oh my god, because basically Riddler-Ku tweeted something out. He's been tweeting loads of stuff out recently because of all the Kaka stuff, but this person replied saying, no, all starters for Generation 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 are not in the game. So Kaka has previously said that all of the previous generation, well, all of the old starter Pokemon from every generation are not going to be in the base game for Scarlet and Violet. Potentially could have been in the DLC, but in the base game for the Generation 9 games, none of the old starters are returning. But then Riddler-Ku actually replied to this saying fake. So Kaka, who of course is a new leaker, I mean, he obviously has a good track record because he leaked stuff about like the Generation 9 gym leaders. He also leaked stuff about new Pokemon, which obviously Riddler-Ku has confirmed. That's why we know that this new leaker is legit, because Riddler-Ku has come out and confirmed a lot of the stuff. So it's not just like a random nobody. But of course, this is also quite interesting that something that Kaka has also said, Riddler-Ku has said that it's fake. We know Riddler-Ku is completely legit because he's been leaking stuff about Pokemon games for ages now. But yeah, basically to one of Kaka's leaks, Riddler-Ku said fake. So that does kind of raise the question, how many times has Kaka posted something that isn't actually true? You know, he has been posting a lot of stuff about Pokemon that are making it into the game, some Pokemon that are not making it into the game. But this suggests that some of those could be wrong. So again, all of the Kaka leaks, they probably are true, but again, take it with a bit more of a grain of salt now because he has actually got something wrong. So yeah, just food for thought, something to take into account when taking a look at the Kaka leaks. Of course, we're going to cover Kaka leaks today, but just the idea that some of the things that he has previously posted may not be true. And I think it was kind of crazy to assume that like none of the old starter Pokemon were going to be in the game. Like I'm expecting at least, I don't know, like 2 or 3 sets. I mean, we haven't had like the Generation 5 starters for ages, barring Oshawott. Same with Gen 6, really. So yeah, I'd like to think that some of the old Pokemon, starter Pokemon, are going to be back in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. And again, more will probably be in the DLC as well. But yeah, just wanted to quickly include that. So yeah, some of the, I don't know which starters are going to be back in the base game, but I don't know, we'll have to wait and see. Unless Riddler-Ku is kind of referring to the base game here, and you know, he's saying that they're going to be in the DLC, but either way, I think it's the base game that he's talking about. Anyway, let's move on to the new leaks for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. So this was posted by Centro. Of course, just a massive summarization of all of the leaks that we got. So Pokemon Scarlet and Violet leaks part 10. So there's a new single stage flying fighting flamingo Pokemon. So I do believe the only flying fighting Pokemon we had was Hawlucha. There might be another one. I'm not really, I don't know. It's hard to think of like Pokemon off the top of my head that have like quite a rare typing. But yeah, basically a new single stage flying fighting flamingo Pokemon. And there aren't any new evolutionary stones. So yeah, you stick with your whole fire, water, leaf stone, sunstone, shiny stone, all that. There's no evolutionary stones, well, new evolutionary stones. So obviously there's still all the old ones in the game, but there's no new evolutionary stones. Yeah, feel like I explained that badly, but yeah, no new evolutionary stones. This is a big one coming up next. So Pawmi's evolution learns a new move. It's a 1 PP move that revives one of your Pokemon. Welcome to Generation 9 competitive. Now this is absolutely busted. Being able to come in with Pawmi's evolution, clicking this move, you know, you could focus sash it, so this Pokemon would always be able to get off this move. Unless obviously you got like rocks up and spikes or whatever. But yeah, you would always be able to get off this move that would revive one of your Pokemon. But at the same time, you know, Leopard Berries are a thing, so that means that you can have this move twice. Could use the move Recycle if it has that, stuff like that. There's loads of ways around getting a move back in like mid-battle. So the fact that you can probably revive up to 2 Pokemon during a battle, or maybe even more, is super busted. So I'm guessing this move is going to have some sort of drawback. Like maybe it sacrifices itself to revive a Pokemon. I feel like that would be a lot more fair. Because if this Pokemon is just able to revive Pokemon willy-nilly and then use like a Leopard Berry or whatever, or Recycle or whatever, to get constant revives off, I think it'd be busted. Again, we don't know how strong Pawmi is going to be or its evolutions, but it's apparently a 3-stage evolution. But yeah, that is a super busted ability. It'll be interesting to see how they incorporate that into the game. Also makes me feel like Pawmi is going to be quite a big Pokemon in the game. You know, it started off as just a random Pikachu clone. We didn't really think too much of it, but now apparently it's a 3-stage evolution. It's electric fighting, I do believe. Links to Gorochu, has this busted move. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what happens there. But either way, a new move that revives one of your Pokemon is kind of crazy. Next up, from the old leaker, so this is obviously from Riddler-Ku, there's a new Fire/Grass Pokemon. It's not Smoliv's evolution. So Riddler-Ku has, of course, previously said that we are going to be getting some new dual types in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, so unused dual types before. Fire and Grass was one of those, and we are now finally getting a Fire-Grass dual-type Pokemon in Scarlet and Violet, and it is not Smoliv's evolution. It is a different Pokemon. We don't know if it's an evolutionary line or whatever. I feel like it would be, but we are getting a Fire-Grass Pokemon in Scarlet and Violet, and as well as that, Pawmi is a 3-stage Pokemon. So not only is the new Pikachu clone getting an evolution, it's getting 2. I mean, Pawmi could be the middle stage, and we could have like a baby Pawmi, and then obviously Pawmi is the middle stage, and then obviously the final stage is whatever. Well, apparently it's this, but either way, I don't know. It could be like a Pikachu, Raichu situation, but either way, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, Pawmi is apparently a 3-stage Pokemon. And then FUECOCO'S evolution will have a flame shaped like a bird on its head. We've already covered that in a previous Starter Pokemon Evolution League. We kind of know what FUECOCO'S evolution is going to look like now. I mean, we can visualize it. The middle stage has a flaming egg on its head and it's still standing on 2 feet. And then the final stage, that egg hatches into a bird. Or like a flame shaped on a bird. It's on all 4s like an alligator. And yeah, that's it. That's kind of the visualization of FUECOCO and its evolutions. So yeah, we don't know what the design looks like. We've had no leaked images about it, but that is what it's going to look like. And then the new Dolphin Pokemon has a big surprise. So no idea what that new surprise is going to be, obviously, but apparently the new Dolphin Pokemon is going to have a big surprise. Also, it's Grass Fire. It's not Fire Grass. So obviously the same dual type, but it's primarily Grass and then Fire. So maybe it starts off as a Grass type and then develops into a Grass Fire type, or maybe it's just a Grass Fire type from the get-go. And then apparently the Pawmi evolution we have seen is the 3rd stage. So apparently this is the 3rd stage of Pawmi, which does not look like a 3rd stage at all. In the slightest, which is why I do believe that we're going to have like a pre-evolution of Pawmi, and which is obviously going to evolve into Pawmi, and then Pawmi evolves into this, because, you know, I don't really know how Pawmi can evolve into something and then from that to evolve into this, because this literally just looks like Pawmi standing up with like a bit more hair. So yeah, I don't understand how there can be something in between Pawmi and this. I like, it would literally have to have the most minimal changes. So that's why I do believe that Pawmi is going to have a pre-evolution. And then some of the new ancient and future species share a mutual new ability. So we don't know what that new ability is, but some of the ancient and future forms do share it. So it's going to have to be probably something to do with maybe time travel or something. I don't know. But yeah, that is something to take into account. Next up, the new Hardcore Queen, which is obviously something that Riddler-Ku has teased before. Previously teased to get a future species, is actually Gallade, and that's because its future species is actually a combination of Gardevoir and Gallade. So we knew that Gallade was getting a future species from the leaks we went over yesterday, but apparently it's going to be a combination of Gardevoir and Gallade. So maybe it's Gallade with like Gardevoir's Mega Evolution skirt or something like that, with I don't know, visors on or something like that. And then Future Gallade is based on an Archer. Never mind. Completely retract what I just said. It's based on an Archer, which is quite interesting, because I would have thought that like an ancient form would have been based on an Archer, because obviously archery was heavily used years and like thousands of years ago. Well, not thousands of years ago, but you know what I mean. And you know, obviously futuristic stuff's going to be like lasers and everything. I wouldn't really use an Archer as like a futuristic kind of thing, but I don't know, maybe it's like a futuristic bow and arrow or something like that. And then next up, in Japanese, all future Pokemon are called something like Iron plus original species name. So for example, Iron Gallade, Iron Delibird, etc. So that's kind of more of a breakthrough on what these new forms are going to be called. So yeah, Iron Pokemon are going to be the future ones. Now we don't know what the ancient forms are going to be called, but the future Pokemon are going to be called Iron Pokemon, and that is the species name. So yeah, we're going to have like Iron Gallade, Iron Delibird, etc. Next up, Dunsparce's evolution is very similar to the current Dunsparce, just bigger. We know it doesn't have wings. That's already been leaked. So yeah, Dunsparce is just going to evolve and be a little bit bigger. So a little bit anticlimactic for me. I was always expecting a massive dragon kind of thing for Dunsparce. You know, his wings to grow, his tail to grow, stuff like that. That's kind of what I always envisioned for Dunsparce's evolution. But now apparently it is just going to be a bigger Dunsparce. So that's a bit unfortunate. There's a new 2-stage ice Pokemon based on an icicle, and then there's also a 2-stage salt Pokemon. So I guess that'll be like a yin and yang situation, salt and ice kind of thing going on. But then also new Pokemon based on an engine. So we're having a new engine Pokemon, a new 2-stage salt Pokemon. I don't know how to even envision that. Is it just going to literally be kind of like a salt shaker thing, and then it just gets like bigger or something like that? But the icicle Pokemon sounds quite good. And then apparently one of the ancient slash future species that has already been leaked actually has both an ancient and future species. So I guess that can just be process of elimination or something like that to try and find out which one that is. But yes, one that has already been leaked to have a future or an ancient form is actually going to have both. The other one that has been both ancient and future is very random. So the other one that has both ancient and future is very, very random. So yeah, I don't know, maybe it's just a Pokemon that we weren't expecting or something like that. Also, the old leaker is claiming that it's incorrect that no old starters is in the game, so at least one old starter is there, but they don't clarify whether they mean available in the region or only via home. So obviously that's something we covered just now. And again, it doesn't necessarily hurt Kaka's kind of credibility, because obviously Kaka's been leaking loads of stuff and Riddler-Q's obviously been confirming it. But I definitely think it, you know, maybe not every single thing that Kaka said is 100% true. So when there's been a lot of stuff in the dark about like breeding, ranked battles, and stuff like that, you know, only clothing options being like school outfits, you know, maybe some of that isn't true. And then the engine Pokemon is a 2-stage line. So that's kind of cool. You know, I could expect that to just be like steel, electric, something like that. And then the Hammer Fairy Pokemon is a 2-stage line as well. And then as well as that, the new leaker is now claiming that it's actually Bisharp, the one getting a new evolution, and not Pawniard getting a split evolution. So again, he's backtracking a lot on what he's saying. You know, I feel like a lot of this is from memory. A lot of people are saying that he's playing the game and stuff, and he's played the game. And he did say that it took him 60 hours, but he is backtracking on a lot of stuff now. He's saying things, and then for them to come out and actually be like, oh wait, no, that's a mistake, this is actually true, it just definitely, it doesn't sit right with me. You know, I feel like some of the things he's saying are definitely not true. Next one is quite big though. Confirmed, we reached the 1,000 Pokemon milestone this generation. So when Generation 9 does drop, we're going to have over 1,000 Pokemon to choose from. Well, I say 1,000 Pokemon to choose from, not every single one's going to be in a game. Which is unfortunate, but at the same time, to cram 1,000 Pokemon into a new Pokemon game, it's a lot of work. And then Volcarona is also getting a future species. So I think we saw that Volcarona was getting like a ancient form, but now it's getting a future one as well. And then a Gen 2 Pokemon also gets both an ancient and future species. So a lot of love to like Gen 1 and 2 Pokemon in this game, because there's a lot of new evolutions and stuff like that for Gen 1 and Gen 2 Pokemon. And then a pseudo-legendary gets an ancient species. Note, a previous version of this tweet mentioned Klinklang. This was incorrect and we've deleted it. Sorry for the confusion. And also the old leaker mentions there's a new Kamen Rider-inspired Pokemon. So that's kind of all of the latest leaks for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. A lot of stuff to kind of take in. The Pawmi one's obviously very interesting. The Star Pokemon stuff's interesting. But yeah, it's just a bunch of like new Pokemon that, you know, have been leaked, but obviously we don't know what they look like and stuff like that. Again, a trailer might have dropped today. By the time this goes up, I'm not too sure. But of course, if one does, I'm sure some of these leaks are still relevant. But either way, that's all of those leaks. Finishing things off, though, we do have this. So this was also posted by Centro. So this is the list of all currently leaked regional forms, cross-gen evolutions, ancient/future species, and convergent species for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. This one's marked in red, haven't been explicitly confirmed yet, but have been strongly hinted by leakers. And then this is the explanation of what we're talking about here. So ancient and future species are ancestors or descendants for a current Pokemon that have time traveled from the past or future. These species don't evolve, they are standalone Pokemon but with high stats. They are classified as brand new Pokemon with their own name and Pokedex number. And then the convergent species, a number of new Pokemon that look very similar to an old Pokemon. They are completely unrelated to their original counterpart, but look pretty much the same, almost like a recoloring. So that's going to be like the Diglett. So we're getting a new Diglett Pokemon, which is like an eel, but it looks exactly like Diglett, but obviously it's just going to be like a different color, and it's just going to burrow, I guess, through like the water or stuff, being an eel, I'm not sure. They can have different typings. These species are based on the convergent evolution concept from biology. Look it up. They also have their own name and Pokedex number. So these are all the new ones. Obviously, you can't see everything on your screen right now, but I can read them out to you. So regional forms are Wooper and Tauros. They're the only regional forms in this game. Wooper is poison type. We're not too sure on Tauros. But yeah, they are the only regional forms in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. And then we're getting new evolutions for Primeape, Wooper, Murkrow, Dunsparce, Girafarig, and Bisharp. So all of those are the new cross-gen evolutions. So we're getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 new cross-gen evolutions. And of course, a lot of them being from Gen 2 as well. Wooper, Murkrow, Dunsparce, and Girafarig, all getting cross-gen evolutions. And then, yeah, Primeape and Bisharp as well. Next up, the ancient species we know about so far are Jigglypuff, Amoonguss, Volcarona, a Generation 2 Pokemon, and also Misdreavus. Salamence potentially getting a ancient species as well. We know that a Pseudo gets an ancient species and a Pseudo gets a future species, so Salamence and Tyranitar could get these. It could be the other way around, because the other future species we're seeing are Delibird, Gallade, Volcarona, and of course a Generation 2 Pokemon, which is getting both. And then the convergent species are Diglett, which is going to be water type, and then also a Gen 1 water type, which crawls from the sea or something like that, which I think is going to be something like Seal. So yeah, that's all of the new forms we've been leaked to so far, and that is going to wrap up today's video. A lot of stuff to cover today, but yeah, if you did enjoy the video, please do drop a like down below. Let's try and hit 500 likes. It really helps out. Leave a comment with your thoughts on anything that we mentioned in today's video. Subscribe if you're brand new. It's everything from me though. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and until next time, peace.